Welcome to the Crazy J Podcast Show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go. Time to do a Detroit Pistons basketball series against the Chicago Bulls. First game of the year. I'm on YouTube live. I got to do this. I got to do this for my old man, Doug. Doug was a huge Piston fans, folks. Well, actually, he and I were huge Piston fans. My brother can't. My brother uh, couldn't handle this scenario, but it was Detroit, Isaiah Thomas against the Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls. My brother was a Chicago Bulls fan, sad but true. But the game doesn't start till another 15 minutes. So as I'm taking my glasses off, I'm going to take my glasses off before the game starts. So we got Kate Cunningham, Duncan Robinson, Asur Thompson, Tobias Harris, and Jalen Duran. Probably the starters for Detroit Pistons. So uh, I just want to make it clear that Jaden Ivey is not healthy. He's got some inflation in his right leg, not the leg that he had broken his leg last year, but he's in an injury report. He's not going to be anything happening with him in the next uh, 4 weeks. So it's going to be a tight squeeze. We do have a couple of injuries. Our Marcus Sasser, day to day. I kind of wonder how Detroit's going to do their their um, their lineup. So we just have to see. So I want to go through. I want to go through um, at least the Chicago Bulls lineup, and with the Chicago Bulls, I can't tell you enough about them. I'm gonna go through the depth chart. They got Josh Giddey, point guard, Kobe White, who's out. So Ayu Dashimui will be playing. Isaac Okori, soft forward, power forward, Mates Boosley, and center Nicolo Vin- Vodisic. And I have no idea who these guys are. So it's just one of those things that we have to, the first game of the year, I'm going to run through it as much as possible. And then I'm going to go through the stats. And then here we go. I mean, it's going to be a long year. It shouldn't be a long year, but it's going to be a long year for Detroit Pistons. Detroit is 3.5 point spread. They're the favorites. It's just Kate Cunningham, 26.1 last year, second among players at age 23 years old. The youngest or younger is Edwards, who had that number as well. But Kate Cunningham is going to need more support. He's going to need a lot of support from Duncan Robinson, who was supposed to be a bench coming off the bench, or Duncan Robinson, and then with Malik Beasley, who was supposed to be uh, on the team, but because he did his shenanigans, he's not on the team. So that's something that you have to consider about um, Duncan Robinson. Is he a starter? He should be a starter. Would it? I tell you this: if Jaden Ivey was playing today, Duncan Robinson would probably a small forward. Sir Thompson would be on the bench, coming off the bench. The only thing I would question is Tobias Harris. Age, he's in his upper 30s years old. So that's a questionable thought. Jalen Duran is the guy that you want to be as a center. Isaiah Stewart, who they have as center, but he's like 6'8". And Jalen Duran is 6'10". So I question Isaiah Stewart's position as a as a center, and I really don't like the fact that he's a center. I feel like he should be a small forward, grabbing rebounds, coming off the bench with Asur Thompson. They do have Detroit does have Duncan Robinson as a small forward if Asur Thompson is not playing. Ronald Howard Holland is a questionable player based on his attitude. His attitude sometimes is very hot and heavy. So last year he got himself in a lot of trouble with his mouth on the court, off the court. So if he can improve in that, he'll be playing more. Asur Thompson, if his basketball skills, if his ball handling is better, I would like to see him more on the court longer. So that's something that you might want to consider with Sir Thompson. Sir Thompson is a defensive uh, mindset. So you might have to consider that in a format that he's not going to score you points. He's going to score you more points off turnovers. So if he gets turnovers, the ball goes out to Kay Cunningham and the ball may go back to Sir Thompson. So that's something that you might want to consider, understand Thompson's role. Thompson's role isn't really offense. His brother in Houston is more offense. Sir Thompson is more defensive role in Detroit, but he gains more points off turnovers. So the game was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. It's not going to start for another 9 minutes. So I'm trying to kill some time. So what does JB Burkestaff have in line? JB Burkestaff has got Kay Cunningham, a very multiple obstacle kind of guy, able to do his thing. He's got a new free agent, Duncan Robinson, which was supposed to be Malik Beasley, but he's no longer on the team because of his situation. Sir Thompson's got better ball skills. Tobias Harris is going to be your guy that's going to be uh, probably your in the let's put it this way, in the near future he probably needs to be on the bench, coming off the bench. Tobias Harris is getting to the age where he needs to be coming off the bench, and Ronald Holland should be starting this game and Tobias Harris should be coming off the bench. But based on Holland's uh, attitude, that's really questionable. So Jalen Duran improved in his defense, improved in his play. We'll see what he does. I'm looking forward for this season. Isaiah Stewart, if he stays away from 3-point shots and stick to rebounds, that'd be something that I would love to see more of him playing more defensive role, picking up rebounds, sloppy, just the dirty work. Isaiah Stewart is the guy for you for the dirty work. He's supposed to be like Dennis Rodman, John Sally of the era of the old Detroit Pistons, maybe Rasheed Wallace era, but Rasheed Wallace could score. So, I mean, give and take what you want to hear. I mean, I'm just being honest what you want to see. Uh, as the stats come up, off-season summary, Detroit's Levert is, he's questionable. I don't really like him. Hardaway left the team, didn't really do much for Detroit. He was really hot and very cold, but a lot more cold. So I'm kind of happy that they got rid of Hardaway Jr. But you know, given what you want to take is that I grew up watching Detroit when I was a little kid. And I grew up watching Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars against the Chicago Bulls. as I can't hear anymore. So I grew up in that era. And it's an era that, I just kind of have to tell you, like, what do I know? What do I see? What do I know? What do I want to see? And when I want to see Detroit win, all right? Detroit with JB Bickerstaff, they improved. They made the playoffs. They did a lot better. We're looking to improve more and more. Uh, if the game gets out of hand, I'm not going to be on air all night long. But I'm doing this for my father who passed away almost uh, 2 years in December. So part of it, I have to do this. Okay, folks. So as you guys saw yesterday, uh, Houston beat Oklahoma Thunder. Great game. Golden State beat LA Lakers without LeBron James. I saw the interview with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan wishes he could come back and take a pill and play against the guys now today. But you know what, Mike? No one wants to see you play no more. No one cares to watch you play. They just want this era of basketball. Detroit Pistons basketball is about to start 2025. Kay Cunningham, 26.1 last year. Let's see if he can get more points, less points, more rebounds. Here we go. So, as I'm still waiting for this game, I remember those years with Detroit and Chicago Bulls and Detroit with Boston Celtics, and it was heart wrenching. Detroit never won a championship against any other team. We lost to the Lakers the first year. We went to the finals. Isaiah Thomas pulled a hamstring during game 2 or 3 in LA. They came back next year and they won the championship. As ironically, Magic Johnson did something to his hamstring on his leg, and Detroit won the championship over the Lakers. So, going to this game, here we go, son. Here we go. Detroit's finally on air, finally going. Here we go. Uh, I hope everyone enjoys this show. It's at Chicago, first game of the year, United Center, old school, the Bulls, the Pistons, along with the new school. It's gonna be a good matchup, folks. It's gonna be a great matchup. Kate Cunningham without Jaden Ivey. We got Duncan Robinson on the court. We have everything that's possible. I'm like seconds behind here. So I'm waiting for the game to progress. Fucking Christ. So as I take a breath of air, Jaden Ivey, arthroscopic knee protocol, 4 weeks in advance. So Kay Cunningham, Duncan Robinson, Asur Thompson, Tobias Harris, Jalen Duran are the stars for Detroit. Duncan Robinson probably isn't supposed to be starting. Supposed to be Jaden Ivey. But you know what? Here we go. The starting lineup for the Chicago Bulls: Josh Giddey, Trey Jones, Isaac Okori, Matis Buzuris, and Nikola Zukila. I can't pronounce his name. So here we go. Tip off. Let's go. Let's go. So as I'm waiting for the game to start, uh, Here we go. Finally. All right. The Chicago Bulls have the tip off. And as I see the games going on, it's a very so off a pick and roll. Detroit has the ball. Dunk Duran, I loop. It was a great play from Detroit. And when I see this game, I want to see the defense. I want to see what they're doing. Uh, Duncan kind of lets this guy go, and it gives the ball to Buzoa. This isn't going to work. All right, folks. Here we go. Here we go. I gotta figure this out. So 4-2 Chicago Bulls in lead. 6-2 Chicago Bulls. This is really difficult. And then again, Jalen Duran with an eye loop from Kay Cunningham. So it looks like Kay Cunningham and Jalen Duran have really figured out something in the offseason. Kay Cunningham comes through 6-6 tie game. It can never go wrong with Kay Cunningham with the ball. It seems like every time he has the ball, he knows exactly what to do. Pass it, eye loop, score, whatever he does. Just a phenomenal player. Chicago Bulls has the ball, a foul, and the first one on Duncan Robinson. This is really difficult. You know that, folks? This play-by-play basketball is more difficult than doing an NFL game. I'm going to tell you the truth because you really got to know the players on the other team, and they move the ball a lot faster than you can, make up the difference for each player. I mean, it's probably as difficult doing hockey. This is what I'm going to be on. Uh, Isaiah Stewart is coming in for somebody. I don't know. For Duran. I'm kind of curious why Jalen Duran's going out actually. As I as I'm as I am watching the game, I'm talking to a buddy of mine. So Detroit has the ball out to Tobias, back to Robinson, Duncan Robinson, back to Kay Cunningham. Isaiah Stewart gives it back to Kay Cunningham. Kay Cunningham, 15-footer, misses. Isaiah Stewart rebounds. Duncan Robinson rebounds the ball. And then a foul on Isaiah Stewart. But I'm still kind of curious of why. So, folks, we have Chicago Bulls with the ball, 8-6, and is a hell of a bad shot from the Bulls. I don't even know who that is. It's Durant or whatever his name is. Can't figure out his name. But Detroit has the ball. Billy Donovan is the 10th season, the head coach with Chicago Bulls, won a national championship with man, I forget Florida about 10 to 15 years ago. Detroit has the ball with Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart gives the ball to Kay Cunningham. Kay shoots. He makes. It's 8-8 Detroit with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left. And Detroit scored assist. This is really difficult. I don't like doing this at all. Tobias Harris was with a foul. I have no idea who's shooting the free throw for Chicago Bulls, by the way, folks. This is crazy. So Detroit Pistons has the ball. It's 10 to 10, 7 minutes and 30 seconds left. And, this is a Sir Thompson with a block. Great block from a Sir Thompson. Um, it seems there's a foul or the ball out of bounds. Kay Cunningham has the ball up the top key. Finds Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart scores 12 to 10. Detroit takes the lead. Timeout, Chicago Bulls. Here we go. Well, here we go. Well, timeout. Detroit 10 to 12 to 10. First timeout. 7:21. I don't know if that's a uh, a timeout for TV timeout or a timeout from the Chicago Bulls. When did they fire you? When did they fire you? I forget. I'm not doing this. No, I'm not.